Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Rome series. This is episode 3 now of season 2, and it is called These Being the Words of Marcus Tullius Cicero. I had to double check that, and there's no way I'm going to remember that by the end of the episode. So by the end of the episode title will be episode 3. Anyway, last episode, it basically started with Mark Antony trying to withhold the money from Octavian. Octavian was wanting to honour Caesar's will and give the people the money Caesar promised, and Mark Antony was obviously against that. Attia was kind of against it with him, so we saw that power battle start to begin of Octavian wanting rightful access to his money and Mark Antony just creating excuse after excuse to not give him it. Cleopatra is visiting Rome. I don't know if that means she's going to be in the mix more frequently or if she was just in Rome briefly to try and discuss terms with Mark Antony and leave again. Regardless, Attia of course absolutely hates her and is threatened by her as expected. And speaking of Attia, at that dinner she was hosting Cleopatra at, she was also planning to have Servilia killed, but she was reasoned with and ended up calling off her guards. We also saw that main guard that Attia uses actually go back to his house and his brother showed up. I don't know how that storyline's going to progress, but it obviously means something, otherwise we wouldn't have seen that scene. And Lucius Vorenus now controls the entire Aventine. He was getting a bit crazy and evil last episode. I really hope he chills out a bit. I don't want to see Lucius turn evil, but Titus Pullo was there trying to keep him in check and be a good friend for him. By the end of the episode, Octavian decided to take a loan out and basically pay the people the money they were promised, which obviously infuriated Mark Antony, caused him and Octavian to actually have an altercation. And Octavian, by the end of the episode, was leaving Rome, which was a smart move because I feel like after that fight all bets were off and Mark Antony might have just decided to have him killed. And then as a double punchline, we got to see inside one of Octavian's carts he was leaving the city with, and it was Lucius Vorenus' widow's sister and all his and her children. I thought they might still be alive, but it was good to see confirmation of that, and I hope at some point throughout this series at least, Lucius finds out his children are in fact not dead. Regardless, I'm looking forward to this week's episode, so let's get into it. This is season 2, episode 3. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Never have graffitied penises gotten more screen time than in the Rome TV series. It's about time they got some representation. Scott Buck? You're not Bruno Heller. What a horrible dream to have. The human brain is so messed up like that. It'll always give you the shit dream. You never gets to just like dream about her boobs or something. How can you instantly tell the horrible debt collectors in the Aventine just by that weird chain they wear? Does that chain mean that they're slave masters or something? Is it a sort of dress that signifies something, or is it just the dress code this show has chosen? And I recognise that guy. He was one of the 13th Legion who was planning to free Titus Pullo when he was on trial. So I'm assuming they've just now got even more soldiers working for them under Lucius.
Give the lading to Ajax.
Well, Musa will complain.
He does cut out his tongue.
Damn, so we're starting the episode with the same ruthless Lucius we got last episode.
Vorenus. Nothing.
Oh, say something, Titus. If you don't say something to him, nobody will. Don't be spilling that grain. That's a paddling.
What brings you to the Aventine, Memio?
No chit-chat, straight to cases, I like that.
Who is this guy? He looks incredibly similar to the one that Lucius decapitated.
With your permission, Carbo wishes to avenge his family's honour.
He definitely had to deliver his lines while facing the sun.
He didn't ask me first.
The boy was paid.
Nobody in my family sucks cock without I say so.
I was wondering why we saw that last episode of that random kid getting beaten up in the alley and then offering the guy a blowjob for work.
I'm giving you my answer.
Wrong fucking answer. This man got pieces on my name, on my family honor.
Yeah, if I was that guy and I'd found out that information, I'd want something done to this person as well.
Brother Vorenus, in all candour, even your own man knows.
Our man doesn't know when to keep his mouth shut.
They're setting him up to almost become a villain. I'm still not buying it. I believe that Lucius will return to his former self at some point. I do not believe he's going to go full dark side this season.
You didn't have to insult me in front of
Do
the
not
lights.
question my authority in front of others. Do not question my authority under any circumstance.
Authority.
I don't mind Lucius talking to 99% of the people in the show like this, but don't be turning your back on Titus. He's your boy. He is literally the angel on your shoulder right now, becoming a voice of reason, and I never thought I'd be saying that of Titus Pullo.
Try.
I'd like to think it was just weed, but knowing the time period, it's going to be straight up opiate.
We're inhaling hemp.
I can see that.
Oh, it is weed. That's cool. I didn't know they had hemp back in the Roman Empire.
I brought back 2 sacks from Macedonia. So much better than the Italian kind.
There's people just like her to this day.
Papa's hideously rich, but there's no society to be found. The men are overly fond of fucking their sheep.
It's nice to know people from the countryside have been getting labelled as sheep shaggers for at least 2,000 years. Long may it continue.
She's been an infernal grump since Octavian left.
Send to ask Anthony when he's coming home. No, don't.
I do sympathise with Atia slightly more this season. Look, I'm under no illusions. I'm aware she is a horrible, horrible woman. And the lesser of the two evils is still an evil. Completely get both of those points. But yeah, just the fact she's a mother and cares about her kids, she has that one human side that you can't help but like, I guess.
Change my mind.
It's what it's like when the weed hits you. Don't know why this guy's so pissed off. You've got a family to go home to, mate.
Hello, Bureau.
Oh my god. This older person's gonna get himself killed if he keeps messing about with that guy's son.
Very good.
Is he worming his way into this other guy's family? I know he's his brother, but still. Why is he so stressed out about being turned away by Atia? He knows what she's like just now and she makes flippant decisions and shit. Why is he so stressed this time? Obviously it sucks to see these guys enslaved, but my question is, they were leaving Rome with Octavian, does that mean they're his personal slaves? Because if that's the case, that's like a best case scenario because he's a decent dude. Granted, we've seen him hit a slave, but that was season 1, he was younger. I'm sure he's refined his beating technique by now.
Do please wake me before you come at me, so it would be a little less alarming.
Tell you what Mark Antony needs, some hemp. I'd love to see what decisions he would make after a few smokes.
Once you are gone from Italy, your enemies will no longer fear you, and you will be powerless to strike at them.
She is correct, and I understand why he wouldn't want conflict anymore, but what if they come for him when he's now living his life of peace? He won't have anyone to defend him.
Your enemies will not rest until you are dead. You have a wolf by the ears. You cannot let go of him now.
I kind of agree with that here in this conversation, you know. Unless she's talking about Octavian, but it would shock me if she was talking about her own son. Oh, he's looking a lot more military-minded today. I wonder where he's going.
Thank you.
What is his brother up to?
Oh, you mean Barack? He's a saffron trader.
Doesn't look like a saffron trader.
Not everybody looks like what they are.
I do not trust this guy one bit. And I don't really have much affiliation with, Atia's hired muscle, but I know enough that he should get his brother the fuck away from him.
Who's this?
Quintus Bubo and his wife.
Oh, shit! That is absolutely brutal.
Memio disobeyed me.
I didn't kill the old fool at least.
He disobeyed me!
I thought Quintus Bubo was that bald guy who was hiring that boy for sex and stuff. So it's a completely different person they were talking about.
Everyone is in the wrong here.
I gave you an order.
This isn't the Mumpin Legion.
Ah, shit. Please don't let this friendship deteriorate.
Fuck you, you miserable bastard. I'm the one trying to keep you alive. Oh, you'd like nothing better than to start a gang war, eh?
I don't know why Lucius is looking confused by that, because Titus literally is trying to keep him alive right now.
Who saved your life a dozen times? Who took care of that snake Evander?
What do you mean? Took care of Evander?
Nothing.
Oh no, ah fuck. I hope this doesn't cause a fallout. Titus is gonna take this the wrong way because he never told him.
You were happy together. What was I supposed to do? If I'd told you, you would have killed her. Get out!
I knew he was going to respond like this. Oh my god. If you look back to my reactions from season 1, I remember myself just always mentioning that she should have just got it out and told him the truth about that boy when they were having their, honest conversation with one another. And it's all led to this point, but it's still so fucked up to watch.
It's a considerable army he's raised. And buying up all the fools and cripples in Campania is hardly raising an army.
Is Octavian actually buying all these soldiers, or are some of them flocking to his banner without pay?
I didn't bring you here to talk of children. Indeed, I await your pleasure.
I fucking hate Cicero. He didn't even say anything bad there, and I'm like, I bet you fucking do, you bitch.
You understand why the Senate would not pass such a measure. You are the Senate, Cicero.
I've only ever seen Cicero's apparent, fence-sitting opinion be listened to be honest. The only time I can think of is when he advised Brutus to kill Mark Antony, and Brutus didn't. But aside from that, Cicero does seem to get his own way a lot.
I understand. You do not want to seem cowardly.
He is a lot of things, but, when push came to shove, Cicero said that he wasn't afraid of death, he was just tired. He might have been lying, of course, because as we've just shown, he doesn't want to be seen as cowardly. But I don't know, maybe he is something other than what I think.
Make your threats. I don't like to submit to mere implication.
He certainly looks scared, and someone with his mind, I guess, is inherently cowardly. Even on a political level, he's a coward.
Is it true that they poured molten gold down his throat? That would really sting.
Is that where Game of Thrones got the, a crown for a king scene from? Rome. Wouldn't surprise me.
The weather in Macedonia is dreadful.
But it's got some bomb-ass weed. This scene should have been Lucius coming to Titus, to be honest.
You should know Nybe wasn't. She wasn't.
Speak of her. It's in the past. This is done.
Not really, it's changed your entire personality in about 3 episodes.
You say that, but
I mean it. I forgive you.
I hope he means it, man. This is the most heartwarming scene in a while. I don't like the look on his face.
You suggested that before.
worth a go. Better than a war.
You may be right. You may be, but it's too late now.
I take it because that guy got his dick cut off, it's just all over already.
Get him out.
God, that is fucking disgusting. Oh no! Was that really the necessary retaliation? He had every right to be infuriated as to what was happening to his boy. Obviously he acted out of turn against Lucius, but fucking hell, that's an extreme punishment. I'd rather have molten gold poured down my throat.
Piss and blood.
Was she referencing the last scene?
In place of writing, I am charged to tell you that he loves you as ever, and to answer verbally any questions you may have.
Without a letter, how can she be for sure that this guy was sent by Octavian?
I cannot believe it. My little brother.
Your little brother has an army 10,000 strong.
That is impressive. I wonder how much of his money it took to get that army.
As for his respect and fidelity,
he begs that in the name of family, you keep an open mind as to your future prospects.
I don't know why Attia's annoyed at him. He had no choice but to leave Rome. Mark Antony would have fucking done something to him, or at least made sure he never got his money.
There are a great many citizens whose location is unknown to the consul.
true. But he does like to know where the traitors are.
Wow, Attia's siding against her own son. No way. I was not expecting this. I was just praising her for her one redeemable quality of always having her children's backs. I don't get what she wanted him to do.
Who knows what Anthony will do to him?
Nothing pleasant, I would think.
He is your son's friend!
Really? That's the stance Atty has taken? So she is basically siding with Mark Antony over her own family at this point. Her whole thing was, I guess, she wanted Octavian to get that money, but for Mark Antony to control it, and the second Octavian wanted it for himself, she's willing to just throw him under the bus? That completely takes away her one redeemable quality. Hope he's washed his hand. This guy is just working his way through high society, dick first, isn't he? Hey people, just a quick interruption to say, fuck shit ass bitch cunt. You know why? Because YouTube are probably going to demonetize this video anyway because I'm just being myself. But they don't want human beings nowadays, they want robots that don't use mean sweary words because corporations don't like mean sweary words. Well, you know what we can do to combat that? You can sign up to my Patreon so that I'm being supported by you guys whether YouTube demonetizes me or not, and I will continue to bring you this content unfiltered, realistic, and not on some fake shit like all these other people are having to do just to abide by these new strict guidelines that YouTube has. Join the gang. Sorry for the interruption. Back to the show.
She wants the job done. She'll see me. You speak to me. Maybe some other time.
Is it Servilia?
So you're Servilia then, are you?
Huh, so this guy is an agent for Servilia.
Eleni was right. You're a pretty little man, aren't you?
This guy's got away with the ladies and men.
Trouble's finding the right time. They always eat together, her and the daughter. If you don't mind killing the young cunt here, I can do it tomorrow.
No.
A bit of humanity from Servilia there, much respect.
He wants money.
Has he not already been paid?
The job's taking longer than we thought. Let's be fair, eh?
Oh, I do not like this guy. He seems like an absolute snake. That is not the type of assassin I would be hiring.
Give me a kiss before I go.
Excuse me.
Kiss me.
This is some unprofessional shit. And Servilia is willing to lower herself to any level to have Atia killed. I would not be letting a hired assassin ask for more money, demand things like that. Jesus Christ, hire a professional. One arrow shot through a window at distance, dead.
There are Roman women who are fucked by baboons. Excuse me?
Strange observation there.
I should like to see that. We do not have such in Bithynia.
Fucking hell, Macedonian leader.
Perhaps arrangements can be made.
Killed him.
Everyone has their motivations in life.
I delivered the final blow.
Seems a bit cowardly, no?
You say what?
He was wounded already.
I agree, it was incredibly cowardly.
Senator of Rome.
Stand up!
Brutus, perhaps we should get some air. This man, this dog insults me.
I don't think Brutus is as safe here as he thinks.
Control yourself, you fool.
Hey, call me a coward.
I agree with them that you are a coward. You fled Rome because you're a coward. I know some of the people in the comments section sympathise with Brutus, but I just don't see it.
Wine in the bath. Oof, bad sign.
You're late again?
At this point, I have zero sympathy for Atia. She should have sided with her family over Mark Antony.
Well then.
Cicero will refuse. I have my foot on his throat.
That is, if Cicero sticks to his word, which I wouldn't guarantee to be the case.
I'll not harm him.
Swear it.
On Jupiter's stone. His family.
And if I was Atia, I wouldn't take Mark Antony at his word on that. This is tough for Lucius's family, because they're so far away from Rome now. Even if they do escape, where do they go from here?
Hey, come here!
If she can get back to Lucius and Titus, this will be the exact thing to snap Lucius back into reality and also create an amazing potential rescue mission.
Sure that it's Memio's work?
Killian coin in his mouth.
That was the guy that committed the R word earlier, no?
Can't you see what's happening to you?
Oh, no, I can't see it, brother. What is happening?
You're becoming an evil, paranoid prick. I think we all see it.
Is that why you didn't tell me? Because you were fucking her?
You have stepped over the line!
You fuck my wife!
No, he did not. This is such a rough scene because Titus was so loyal to Lucius from day one.
All All right, I fucked her, all right? I fucked her, me and half the men of the hill. Anytime you were away, bang.
I don't know why Titus said that, but he was just giving Lucius what he wanted to hear. Nothing he said was going to be good enough in that moment. And I don't want to see these two fighting, man. It's a good fight, don't get me wrong. Like, these guys are both tanks, but I don't want to see it. Lucius ran right into the curtain strangle there. It was his own fault. So pointless. So pointless. And I don't know what his men are going to think of him now they've seen him this vulnerable. This isn't a good look all round. As fucked up as he's becoming, you do still have to feel so bad for Lucius. He's lost his entire family. And it's nice to see Titus's new wife actually does care for him. You know, she was the first one to pick him up. You can't break up the best bromance of all time like this. Please tell me these two make friends again. It's hard to tell where Brutus's head's at. This could be the "it's about time I had a bath and a shave" scene, or it could be the "I'm going to just walk into the pond and drown" scene. Who knows what he's thinking?
Let me be cleansed, as the seed becomes the flower.
So he's trying to purify himself. Born again as what is the question?
We have completed taking roll. Excellent. Then, let us begin.
It's such a good set, this Senate room. Was this the room that got reused as the throne room in Game of Thrones by any chance? It seems like it's the same shape.
He did, however, provide me with a speech that he most urgently insisted be read into the roll.
Oh shit, I've just realised why Cicero was in that carriage. He's hightailing it to Octavian, isn't he?
These being the words of Marcus...
And this is where this episode's got its title from, obviously.
I defended our state. As an old man, I shall not abandon it.
Alright, Cicero, cut to the chase.
As if you were sober and intelligent, and not a drink-sodden, sex-addled wreck.
Cicero's about to get this note reader killed.
It is a rare man who can boast of becoming a bankrupt before even coming of age.
Cicero is firing all the shots right now. And the Senate's all leaving. Does that signify the whole Senate abandoning him in this moment as well? Fuck. I thought he was going to get this letter reader killed. What a scene that was, and as he turns around he realises the entire Senate has abandoned him. So does that mean that the whole Senate is now rallying behind Octavian?
At this time, the Republic would be most grateful to accept Caesar's offer of assistance.
Well, you know, just because the fence sitter is currently sitting on a side of the fence that I'm for doesn't make him any less of a manipulative fence sitter. So yes, I'm happy he did that, but no, it doesn't make me like him.
Caesar Octavian joins our generals to crush the rebels.
Shit, it's kicking off now. I hope we get to see some of this.
The gods have me vexed over Varenus. Can't go on until I sort things out with him. That's all.
Titus is a friend to the end, you know. He's the best friend we all wish we had in life. What the fuck? Is this the Aventine? What the fuck has happened to it? Is this in some way Mark Antony's doing?
When's he back?
I don't know, he's gone. Went north with Mark Antony.
Oh shit, so Lucius is on Mark Antony's side on the battlefield. No!
Kaylee and boys and their friends been going at us like fucking Belgians. We lost 10 men this last month. Come on, are you sure you're not stopping?
What?
This is the result of a war in the Aventine. No way. They're just going to end up destroying that whole area of the city.
Gods are playing tricks. Talk to Varenus. Then they hide him from me.
Oh, those tricky gods.
Dear Varenus, I don't fuck your wife.
Something like that.
It's amazing that once you're no longer a slave, your humorous side will come out. Oh shit, here we go. She made it.
You know me.
Lady?
Now all she needs to do is tell Titus.
Where have you been?
The children are alive.
Please find Lucius and tell him. Please find Lucius and tell him. You know, Titus is serious. He didn't even bring his wife. He was like, this horse needs to be at max speed. Uh-oh, there's an assassin lurking. I see what he's done here. So he was getting sweet with a woman in the kitchen so he would have time alone with Attia's food. Wow, is this the moment?
A savoury stew of goose and root vegetables. Bring me that.
How would that boy know that she would turn away the initial dish and take the stew instead? Are we about to see Attia die? That would be an absolutely shocking ending to this episode. As much as I hate her, I kinda don't want to see her die. I mean, what can happen to prevent it? At this point, we're banking on this woman's clumsiness to drop the bowl or something. Oh, and they ended it there. Fuck off. Of course they ended it there. Okay, and that was episode 3 of season 2 of Rome. These are the words of Cicero, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So what did I think of that? Wow, what an absolute drama-filled episode. It's actually hard for me because everything's just transpired to put everything in some sort of working order to discuss it, but I'll try as best I can, so bear with me. I mean, I knew the Lucius storyline wasn't going to stay as is because nobody wanted to see Lucius like that for a whole season, but I was not expecting just a silly decision to lead to an absolutely horrible gang war, which as a byproduct caused him to start talking to Titus Pulo disrespectfully, which caused Titus to try and reason with him and tell him the truth about her widow's secret lover that he killed, causing those two to fight, Lucius to go AWOL, and the whole Aventine essentially to get burnt as a result of the gang war in his absence. That in and of itself is just an insane storyline, and it's like 1 of 5. Cicero pulled the old bait and switch on Mark Antony, and having those words read out in the Senate seemed so damning, and it shows how much pull Cicero truly had, because as soon as that guy started reading the letter, the Senate were literally abandoning Mark Antony mid-sentence. By the time he'd beaten the letter reader to death, he was in an empty Senate, so I'm assuming all the guys there are now rallied behind Octavian, and Mark Antony certainly has his back against the wall from now on. And I'm trying not to jump between things, so yeah, it's just interesting that from there, Mark Antony must have just left the city of Rome with an army. He summoned Lucius to the army, and they're just now going around sacking cities. He's going on the offense against Octavian. And I'm loving the story arc about Lucius's family still being alive, because now that his widow's sister escaped and made it to Titus to tell him that they're still alive, Titus is going to get to Lucius and tell him, and I think that's definitely got to be the moment where he snaps out of it. He's like, you know what, fuck this war between Mark Antony and Octavian, it's nothing to do with me anymore. Me and my boy Titus are going to get my family back. I so hope that's how this goes. Please don't let me down, show. Give us something wholesome. And yeah, then we had this sneaky assassin storyline. I was getting this assassin confused for what the beef in the Aventine was about, but it was obviously a setup from the beginning, looking back to last episode. I mean, he was getting beaten in an alley, but was he really? You know, they were just trying to get the attention of Attia's right-hand man, and then he worked his way in by providing sexual services to that guy, which got his way into the Attia household, which then got his way into, you know, buttering up the woman who prepares the meals. Now it all makes sense in my head. I'm with it. I completely get where we are with this plot now, don't worry guys. And the way they set that final scene up and fade to black, I still don't believe Attia is about to be poisoned. Something else has to happen. Mark Antony's maybe going to bust in and return home, or maybe even Servilia comes round and tries to win Attia's favour in some way and has the assassin killed. I mean, I've no idea where it's going to go, but I just do not buy that this is the moment where Attia dies of a poisoning. I can't see it in my head. Even story-wise, it doesn't make sense to kill her off yet, especially the fact that this show was planned for 5 seasons. I would want the Attia character there until season 5, and then maybe consider her getting her comeuppance for, you know, the fucked up shit she's done. So yeah, I'm calling bullshit on Attia being poisoned next episode, but hey, maybe I'm wrong and she drops dead. Of course, there is only one way to find out, and I'm looking forward to it. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.